think she's on mute, Daphne.
There I go again. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to third quarter DCS board meeting. All right. Roll call begins. Candace Brose. Keith Elliott. Sonia Fillingame.
Present.
Meg Heap. David Herring.
Present.
Jimmy Kitchens.
Present.
Nick Norton. Tyrone Oliver.
Present.
Steve Queen.
Present.
Shawanda Reynolds Cobbs.
Present.
Kevin Tanner. He's not going to be here. He did submit a notification. He has a prior engagement.
Okay.
Elizabeth Crowder.
Present.
All right, Chairman, we do have enough present for a quorum today.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Daphne. I appreciate that very much.
All right, you're welcome.
And Ms. Crowder, thank you for being here. New member, we appreciate your attendance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, we'll call on General Counsel James Knox. Good morning, James, to deliver our invocation. I think it's all James.
Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Chairman. For some reason, James is unable to join us this morning as well. So if we can just carry on however you see fit, sir.
I'll be glad to give it myself if anybody wants to listen to me. All right, let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to take your time, dear Lord, to bless this session of our meeting, and that you bless everyone in attendance, and you give us the minds and capacity to do your will, dear Lord, and do the will of the state of Georgia as you see fit, dear Lord. We ask these things in the name of my Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, we'll move on to, I've already welcomed everyone, so we'll just move along and go ahead and ask for a review of the proposed agenda. Everybody should have gotten a copy of that, and I'll accept any motion to approve it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda.
Thank you, Commissioner Oliver, and I'll need a second on that.
Second.
Second for Chairman Herring, and all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, hearing none, the the agenda is approved as submitted. And we'll move on to review and approval of our June the 20th, 2024 meeting minutes. You should have received those as well. Hope you had a chance to review those. And unless there's any comment or clarification on those, I'll entertain a motion to accept those.
Move to approve.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Herring. And a second.
Sonia Fillingame, second.
Thank you, Sonia. I have a motion to approve in a second. I'll entertain a vote to approve by indicating by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes from our last meeting on June the 20th, 2024 are accepted as submitted. Okay, fantastic. Okay, we'll move on to our Commissioner and Chief of Staff report. Good morning, Commissioner.
Hey, good morning again, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Good to see you as always, and always appreciate the continued support, and welcome, Ms. Crowder, again. Thank you for all you do. We'll have some introductions of some new promotions throughout various reports, but it's always good when you see good folks that have a chance to retire, and then you get to backfill them with some folks that are well deserving of promotion. So excited for you to hear about that. By way of our budget, as many of you know, the governor's requested that we keep a flat budget. That is exactly what we are planning to do. There are a few items that have carried over the past year or two, but for the most part, it is a flat budget that we'll be maintaining. We have no legislation to introduce, and at this time, not to say there won't be any that's impacted us, but at this time, we're not aware of any legislation that is being filed that will have a impact on our operation. As you know, we're one of the few states or few agencies that actually publish our strategic plan online. We meet 2 times a year to discuss that strategic plan, making sure we're hitting our marks and make sure we're going in the right direction and making any necessary adjustments. And we had our recent off-site this week down at Jack Hill State Park. But I wanted to give a specific mention to several of the teammates that had some really good presentations. Our CIO, Phil Sellers, Recruitment Retention Director, Katrina Hall, Trainer, Director of Training, Lori Massengale, General Counsel James Knox, Special Ops Director James Bergman, External Affairs Shante Porter, and our Deputy Commissioner Operations Bert Llewellyn, and also hats off to Deputy Commissioner of Administration and Michelle Stanley and Dee Blankenship, my administrative assistant. They did a phenomenal job. But I just felt like they were worthy to get a special shout out for the work that they did and continue to do. Just amazed every day how much they do for our agency. We have our annual award ceremony October 9th. That will be at a Gypstick at 10 o'clock. We hope that you'll be able to join us there. It's really a good day when we can recognize the 2,000 men and women of DCS, and we had, I believe, a record number of nominations this year. If I'm not mistaken, it went over 200. If I'm correct. So we were really excited about that, and like I said, hope you can be there. The Pro Board has invited us to attend one of their off-sites as well and address any concerns or issues. And Chairman Herring is on the phone. We appreciate that. We really do. We look at it as a partnership, and we do appreciate the opportunity to be part of it, and we're looking forward to that. We're doing something new in November, and we're really, really excited about it. I wish I could take the credit. I can't. I think it's numerous people, but we are actually hosting a leadership summit that will be taking place in November for leadership within DCS. I will tell you, we kind of stole a playbook from Florida, but I think that speaks to the healthiness of networks with other states is getting ideas how we can improve. So I've asked Scott Maurer, our Chief of Staff, just give a brief overview of what that leadership summit looks like. So Scott, if you will, please.
Sure. Thank you, Michael, and good morning, Mr. Chairman and board members. So the conference will be in Savannah at the Marriott Riverfront. It'll be November 4th to the 6th. And we were actually targeting all of our management staff from an assistant chief level and above and equal positions across the agency. So it'll be a relatively large number of management staff that are attending the summit. And this is actually the first time that DCS, since our inception, that we've had an opportunity to have all of those people in one place for more than, a brief statewide meeting or something like that for, a couple days. So we are very much looking forward to the opportunity to gather all those agency leaders. And it'll be a combination of interactive workshops. We'll also have some guest speakers and some panel discussions as part of the summit over the course of the 2 days that we're there. So there's a lot of people on this call that have worked very hard to get this leadership summit to fruition. It's one thing when you say we have a great idea or think it's a good idea to have a conference, but once you actually start trying to plan one and get things put in place, it turns into quite a bit of work. So there's a lot of people on this call that have been very involved in that process, and I certainly want to take the opportunity to recognize them and thank them for the work that's gone into it. And we're very much looking forward to the opportunity for all of our agency leaders to be part of this summit. You know, as an agency, we're always committed to the continued growth and development of our leaders, and this is going to be an excellent opportunity to invest in that strategy and have a couple days where all of our agency leaders can get together and have some really good presentations and discussions. So thank you, Michael. I appreciate the opportunity to briefly describe what we have going on.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. And I'm really looking forward to it. I have an agency update that I'll be providing to the governor's chief operation officer on Monday, Russell Crutchfield. And one of the things I will do, of course, is tell them how appreciative we are to have the support, the continued support of the DCS board. But looking forward to doing that. And finally, I'll just close by saying how happy I am and pleased I am with the work that is being done by the men and women at DCS. Last month, we actually hit every goal we had set for our KPIs, which that was a really big step. But they continue to do a phenomenal job. Everyone, I mean, from the folks that are answering the phone to greeting those that are needing service that come into the office, to our officers, to our counselors, and certainly our senior management team. I think what I'm most proud about is us all understanding our role is there to support the field and do what we can for the field so we can continue to carry out our mission. So with that being said, that's all I have, Mr. Chair, subject to any questions from you or any of the board members.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, Scott. Appreciate those comments and those updates. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, fantastic. We'll move on to our committee reports, beginning with the operations update and Deputy Commissioner Burt Llewellyn. Good morning, Burt.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As many of you may recall, in 2018, we partnered with Deloitte to analyze how officers were allocating their time. This study revealed that about 65% of our officers' time was spent on administrative tasks, leaving very limited opportunities for meaningful interactions with supervisees. Moreover, a significant portion of these administrative tasks could be handled by non-sworn personnel. So over the past 6 years, we've implemented several targeted interventions aimed at freeing up officers' time so they can focus on providing that quality supervision that we're looking for. Earlier this year, we once again engaged with Deloitte to evaluate the impact of these interventions. We just wrapped up this project last week, and we're in the process of reviewing the final report. While we're still analyzing the details, the preliminary results of the report are promising. A key highlight in the report is the current available time per interaction. So what that is that measures how much time officers have to actually spend with each supervisee on a monthly basis. In 2018, the average available time per interaction was 16 minutes. And I'm excited to report that in 2024, this has increased to 42 minutes. So that's 162% improvement on available time. And this significant increase in available time reflects the success of these interventions, which are allowing officers time to focus on providing that high quality supervision that we're looking for. So we're forming focus groups now to review the report in detail and look for even more opportunities for improving efficiency. In that same vein, we've created 2 new positions where we're taking non-sworn individuals that were doing traditional sworn work on the administrative side. We created a community supervision aid position. So these are non-sworn positions designed to provide administrative support in circuits that have higher caseloads due to officer vacancies, where they have officer positions that they have difficulty filling, or when officers are on extended leaves of absence, either medical or military and things like that. So their duties vary depending on what the administrative needs are in each circuit, but we have hired and trained 16 of those positions, and they're working today. The other position is the virtual agent, and they're a team of 8 non-sworn agents within our centralized reporting unit. Their role is to conduct video interactions with certain supervisees in circuits that are either temporarily understaffed or have higher than average caseloads. So we're allowing these virtual agents to handle these interactions. Our CSOs will have more time to focus on in-person interaction with higher risk supervisees. All of these virtual agents have been hired and trained, and they started making video interactions on September 1st. So we're very excited about these new roles. We look at them as force multipliers, and we're looking forward to seeing the positive impact that they're going to have. On the staffing front, I know Michael mentioned some retirements and promotions. So through a combination of retirement and promotions, we have 3 new chiefs. We have 1 new district director. Justin Shope is the new chief in the Blue Ridge Circuit. Tanya Posey is the new chief in the South Georgia Circuit. Shane Driver is the new chief in the Griffin Circuit. And Stephen Lewis is the new district director in District 4. These individuals are all top performers and proven leaders, and we are confident that they will excel in their new roles. I also want to give you a brief update on officer staffing. I know that we talk about that a lot, and it's talked about across all law enforcement agencies. Well, I'm excited to report that we are in a very strong position currently. We only have 28 vacant CSO positions, and I can't think of the time I've ever said that. I also want to share 3 exciting stats with you. Since FY21, CSO hiring has increased by 264%. CSO turnover is down 19% compared to last fiscal year. And then one thing we've been focusing on a lot too is CSO time to hire. So in short, what that is that is the time CSOs are in the hiring process from start to finish. We want to keep that as short as possible so applicants don't drop out of the process because they received another job offer or they were frustrated because it was taking so long. And during this calendar year, we've been able to decrease that time to hire by 25%. So we're very excited about that. Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions you or the board may have.
Thank you, Bert. Appreciate those comments. Does anyone have any questions? Great. Those are some great stats too. Definitely going in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll move on to our administration update and Deputy Commissioner Michelle Stanley. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Mr. Board Chair and members of the board. This morning, I have the pleasure to provide a few highlights from the great work in administration. As Michael mentioned, the work that we do is to support the field. So just have a few things that we have going on. We too had a retirement. OPS Director Mary Ann Dillard retired after 30 years on September the 1st, and we had the opportunity to congratulate and wish her well during a reception in her honor on August the 14th. But as a result of her retirement, we've promoted and welcomed Ayana Sharp as the new OPS Director to the senior management team, effective the 1st of this month. Ayana brings a wealth of knowledge to this position as a previous district director for the last several years, as well as she served in a number of other capacities, not only with DCS, but with GDC as well. And we look forward to all she will do in this new role. In an effort to keep the OPS team skills sharp, they have been completing a number of certifications and or attending several conferences and trainings. OPS Supervisor Chrissy Stroggins completed the Association of Certified Fraud Examiner training, which focused on comparing and contrasting 5 different interview styles, which is going to be beneficial to her as she continues to do investigations for the agency. As well as the team completed their DBSA recertification, which of course we deploy that with all of our new hires that we bring on, as well as for investigative purposes. Criminal Investigator 3, Stacy Lester, had the opportunity to attend the FBI National Academy Association annual conference in Kansas City, Missouri. And we're looking forward to all the training and certification that he learned while there, that he'll be able to implement in his day-to-day work. Lastly, Director Ayana Sharp and Supervisor Chrissy Stroggins, as well as Criminal Investigator 3, Krista Dawson, will be attending the Unlock the Power of AI, which is enhancing public safety, internal affairs investigation, and discipline decision-making conference in Las Vegas on next week. This conference is being delivered by the American for Effective Law Enforcement, and it's designed to show how to use AI as a tool in supporting internal affairs and investigations. And we're certainly excited to see how we may implement these techniques into our operations. A few ongoing and current projects the strategic planning and analysis team have been working on. They are currently working with Georgia State University to develop a program progress assessment tool, which will conduct an analysis of administrative data to identify key factors that predict substance use and treatment outcomes among our participants in the matrix programming in our day reporting centers across the state. We've also been working with the University of Georgia to develop a validated person-centered supervision assessment tool that will be a validated and evidence-based instrument for assessing the effectiveness and the fidelity of the person-centered supervision model that we're currently using. In addition, they're also working with the Veteran Affairs to analyze the community supervision experience of our veterans by utilizing a Veterans Reentry Search Service to identify those that are eligible for service, as well as following them to analyze their gain insight into supervision experience and outcomes through an identified cohort that we've been working with. Lastly, they're working with the Research Triangle Institute and ARS, the Applied Research Service, to develop an integrated dynamic risk assessment for community supervision, which is a state-of-the-art assessment tool that has been developed to predict the likelihood of felony as well as violent misdemeanor arrests, and is expected to be implemented within our population in the very near future. By statute, we're required to ensure our programming and assessment tools are evidence-based and validated, and we'll certainly keep the board updated on progress of these efforts and any other new things that are implemented as well. As you know, I've mentioned in previous out briefings that we receive a massive number of data requests that we receive and field both internally, externally, statewide, and even on a national level. Therefore, in an effort to have pertinent data readily accessible, our DCS Annual Population Interactive Dashboard has been enhanced and updated on our website by our Data and Services team. This enhancement is designed to better serve our community by offering a more comprehensive understanding of our supervision population. The enhanced dashboard is particularly beneficial not only to our officers, but to judges, policymakers, researchers, community partners, as well as the general public, and this information is readily available on our website. The research and data team has also finalized the data lab, which is housed in our research and innovative hub, which will be launched in collaboration with external affairs and strategic planning and analysis. This data lab will serve as a one-stop shop to provide stakeholders in the community with a one source of truth pertaining to relevant data and matrix about our population. Much like the dashboard I just mentioned, these efforts not only provide data transparency, but it also builds a narrative on facts, data, and on research. Additionally, that team has extracted data for the Core Civic Research Project, which we partner with Georgia State University and GDC. This project focuses on comparing outcomes of program participants in 2 GDC facilities with and without programming. Our role is to assist with capturing post-release data for this project. Lastly, project coordinator Brooke Gentry, as well as Director Maria Stevens, started attending the data analysis and decision-making for government certificate program with the University of Georgia Carl Vinson Institute. This is a 6-month-long program which teaches government professionals skills needed to turn data into insight that can directly impact our operation. This certification will expand their knowledge of analytics fundamentals, as well as help them stay on top of the ever-changing field of data services. With that, Mr. Chair, that's my report. Outside of thanking the work of not only those mentioned, but the rest of Team DCS, that's from my report. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. Very good report.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move along to the next item, which is the misdemeanor probation oversight update. And Mr. Tim Lewis. Morning, Tim.
Again, Tim couldn't be here today, so I'm going to be pinch hitting for him. Currently, there are 65 entities registered. That's 50 government agencies and 15 private companies. And at this time, there are 823 individuals registered. Our team of compliance monitors are making steady progress through the first 2 quarters of the year with the cases, and more than 2,990 individuals have been reviewed. Also, our MPOU training program continues to produce positive results based on the feedback we've received. To date, there's been 205 sessions with 454 participants and a total attendance of over 4,000. As Tim has previously shared, our virtual training sessions are very popular, but we also value the benefits that can be achieved with in-person sessions. In recent months, in-person sessions have been held in Newnan, Jonesboro, and Statesboro. In addition to these events, we have our directors meeting and training scheduled for November 13th at the Public Safety Training Center in Forsyth. Tim wanted me to share that he is very proud of the MPOU team and their commitment to the task of serving the service providers effectively, and as a result, bringing positive results to our communities and those under supervision. So with that, I will conclude.
Great. Thank you, Bert. I appreciate that update. Okay, we'll move on to any old business that is outstanding. I don't have any in my notes. Does anybody have anything they're aware of? No? And any new business? I wasn't advised there would be any new business on this agenda. Anything that anybody's aware of?
Mr.
Nope.
Chairman,
Go ahead.
if I may, I left this out of my remarks. I just wanted to express my appreciation to you and the board for entertaining our meetings in a virtual environment. It really makes a huge difference because we've got folks, just as a board is spread out through the state, our staff is as well. And it creates a time for us to continue doing our work with less time driving to and from a meeting in Atlanta. So I just want to express my appreciation for the board's granting us that ability. Thank you.
You're definitely welcome, Commissioner. We'll be there when you need us, where you need us. Okay, if there's nothing else from anyone, I appreciate everybody's attendance this morning, and another fine meeting conducted and a lot of good information shared. And we'll let everybody get back to their day, and I'll call this meeting adjourned.
Y'all be safe. Take care.
Thank you.